Want to watch an OnlyFans girl get owned? Haha! So do I! Apparently this guy, Brian, is owning an OnlyFans girl. Now, just to clarify to you guys, I have heard about this podcast before. I've never really checked out a full episode, but today we'll be definitely watching a little clip to see what's going on here. I have seen some clips of this, just not necessarily like a full episode. I've never seen a clip of this, but of other moments from their podcast, so I kind of get the gist of what they're about overall. So, do I agree with them on every opinion? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't care. I told you guys, with this channel, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't agree with these guys in every single, area. There are some things I just disagree with them on. I'm not a far-right person. I'm not red-pilled or anything else like that. But I also agree with them on some things as well. I don't just blindly disagree or agree with them. So some things I do agree with them on. So we're going to see if I actually agree or disagree with them on what they got to say here for this video. So here we go. Let's press play in 3, 2, 1, bam.
Why is it a bamboozle? Because when we take our makeup off, we look different?
No, hold on, my hair.
So that's what you look like, a bamboozle.
Pretty much stays like this when I wake up, but maybe I get an extra quarter of an inch of coif. So is that an illusion?
Hey, listen, if you want
My
to
dad-
put syrup in there, I like to put it in.
My dad uses hair regrowth shit, and I bet one day you guys will have to too. Do you think
Sure.
that's an illusion?
I'll probably look. I maybe only got a little bit, a few years left.
Yeah, you're an
Michael knows
Italian.
he's got
It's
it.
fine.
Yeah, look, I'll probably, I might even be starting to lose
So
a
how
little
would
bit.
you feel if people called you an illusion?
It-
And that's not
Under-
even comparable because that's not something you have fun doing. I genuinely have fun doing my makeup and doing other people's
Well,
makeup.
who said that I would? Well, if I wore a toupee, then yes. Then now, hold on. Let me ask you girls
Okay,
a question.
toupee
Let's
is
actually.
definitely an illusion.
Let's dive into this. Now,
You
if you're
heard
on a
what she
date with a
said.
guy and he took photos with the toupee and the toupee looked really realistic, and then you're on the third date, you find out that he's actually got a fucking Larry David and he's just bald. You guys aren't gonna feel like, to some degree, like you've been. Let's not kid ourselves. Women are attracted to men with a full head of hair.
I'm not
Women are
attracted
attracted
to
to
men.
Larry
necessarily true. I like
She's
a little
not
cue
attracted
ball
to men.
action
Okay,
sometimes.
but you kind of are because you were entertaining the guy, and
5%.
I suspect you maybe would have been a little less attracted to him had he. I mean, I don't want to assume, but
had a big hat on.
Had he had no hair, yes, I would be a little bit less attractive.
so if he had a toupee and it turns out he actually is bald, you would perhaps feel like, to some degree, misled, and that's not how he actually
Not
looks.
necessarily. I just think that if you have some vendetta against girls who wear makeup, then prefer a
have a
girl who doesn't wear makeup. But
Yes,
you don't get to have a
precisely.
certain opinion because you also don't. You're just not a girl. I don't know.
So no,
Oh!
no opinion.
Let's
Are we
pause
going
this.
back to the
No makeup,
abortion
no
conversation?
opinion.
So
One,
if you
bam.
That's
Okay. I needed to pause this because, I think she was onto something for a bit. I genuinely believe that for a good little bit, she was, I don't want to say she was, I don't want to go as far as to say she was speaking facts, but she was getting somewhere that was not bullshit. That was not bullshit. And then she fucked it up with the whole, you're not a girl. She fucked up her whole point with that shit, And I hate to, for me, one of my biggest pet peeves with debates is when someone says a whole bunch of facts and then they say one stupid shit and then everything else that they said that was true all of a sudden gets negated. In terms of public perception, everything they said now is just automatically false. I don't like that in general. But what I will say is, for my stance on this, if you want to wear makeup, go ahead and do it. I'm going to be real with you. If a girl looks better with makeup, she looks better with makeup. I get what she's getting at. You shouldn't have a vendetta against a girl for having makeup. It does become a problem, though, when girls, wear makeup all the damn time. And, I could see what's going on. But I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I know some of y'all might not agree with me there, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. If you want to look good when you go out, then you want to look good. It just is just that simple. If they want to look good, let them do what they want to do. But I can kind of see their point, though. If a girl wears a whole bunch of makeup and she doesn't look anything like, what her makeup form looks like, I could see that. I think, and it's hard because it's like you can't just put a limitation on how much makeup a girl can use. You can't just do that, But it's like where is that line of too much versus too little, and who are you to decide what's too much or too little? So it's like there's a lot of subjective grounds. I'm just saying I truly believe that it's more so a personal value thing. If you just don't want a girl with a lot of makeup, then don't go for one. And if you find out that she has a lot, just be upfront and direct and say it, and dip if you think you need to do that. When the moment you find out, it's that simple. It's that simple. You don't have to get emotionally hurt over it. That's just stupid and childish. But she screwed up the moment she said, "Oh, you're not a girl, so your opinions of invalid." Like whatever. You like, get off your high horse, man. Anyway, let's play in 3, 2, 1, bam.
Well,
Brian,
my
do you want
first
kids?
makeup.
Brian, do you want kids?
Fallacy,
All the
but-
time. I
What?
want more
Do you
than
want
my wife.
kids?
How?
Usually
I'm
like on TV.
That's
I'll
not
answer-
relevant.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
want
fair.
kids?
Wait, I'll answer
I'm just
the question.
saying, if you had a daughter and she started playing with makeup, you're
I'm
just
not
gonna
buying
be-
her makeup.
Wow,
That's
that's
just-
actually
I will not buy
insane.
her makeup.
That is
That's
just
actually
something that comes
wow.
along with like the territory of like being a dad to a
that's
daughter. It's just like
Is to
eventually.
buy her
no,
makeup?
no. Let me
That's
finish.
actually-
Let me
Okay,
finish.
go ahead.
Is
Yeah, let her
that a
finish.
girl is just
That is
like
true.
curiosity of a girl is that one day she's gonna be like, what is this makeup? I want to play with this. My mommy puts this on. Like that's just what's.
No,
that's just
but he
what it
wouldn't.
is. If you don't want to
3,
buy
2,
her
1.
makeup, that's fine.
He wouldn't get a mom who would be wearing makeup. What are you talking about? He just clarified that wouldn't be the case. So the mom wouldn't be putting on makeup to influence the daughter like that. But again, to not buy her daughter makeup is not abuse or anything. Like it's like again, we're getting into weird grounds here. Like I think it's being an uptight parent. I do think it is that. I do think it's being uptight. But at the same time, it's not abuse either. Why are we getting at two different extremes here? Why can't we just have a middle ground opinion? It's not abuse to not buy your daughter. It's not abuse to not buy her makeup. And at the same time, if you do buy her makeup, it's not the end of the world. It's not even really a bad thing. In some ways, it could be good. Again, there's no issue with the girl looking good before she goes out. There's no issue. Some guys put a lot of gel in their hair. The girl had a valid point when she was talking in the beginning. She had somewhat of a valid point. There was something to what she was saying. But whatever. Let's just press play, right? 3, 2, 1, bam.
But your daughter being curious and makeup is something
Oh,
that's
she can be
bound to
curious.
happen.
She can be curious, and
I won't buy her.
Are you gonna
Exactly.
tell your
I get what you're
daughter
saying,
she
but
can't wear
I
makeup?
wouldn't
I will raise my
do that,
daughter
but
to have
still.
such mental fortitude.
You
and-
can't
and
be
force
that.
of will
You
and
can't be
power
that certain, bro.
that I will
You
say,
can't.
It's
daughter,
not that deep. It's
daughter,
It
not
really
that
isn't
deep.
that
I will
deep.
say daughter.
But
No,
you
for
need
real,
not.
it's not
you
that.
need not put the paint on your face, my dear. It has
3,
harmful
2, 1,
chemicals,
bam.
and
That is true. It does have harmful chemicals. That is true as well. But at the same time, what I'm going to say, it also depends on the makeup you get, because there are different ways to get, like, different products of makeup. Some products of makeup have far less in them, and some of them are like basically insignificant and negligible. There are healthier forms of makeup out there, or natural things, whatever. And what the hell even makeup even is like very subjective in different ways. Some people might consider like, just like basic, taking care of your skin and stuff is like makeup, whatever. I digress. My point that I'm getting at is, what the fuck was I even getting at? Let's just press play on this, man. 3, 2, 1, bam.
it's
The
not
shit you put in your body every day has
poison.
harmful chemicals.
True.
fair enough. In any case,
She
you
said a
don't
valid
need
point.
that, and I'm not paying for it. When you turn
And
18,
he's valid
if
for
you
saying that
wanna,
too. He doesn't have to
whatever
pay
you
for it.
wanna
He's not
do,
Okay, if your
obligated.
daughter
that's
buys
fine.
it on her own, are you gonna?
But what
you
if
gonna
she
tell her
sees it on
she can't
TV?
wear it?
I'm gonna be.
If
I'm gonna be
3, 2, 1.
disappointed.
That's a
Okay.
stupid point. What if she sees it on TV? Who gives a fuck what she sees on TV? Both of them are giving good points and horrible points simultaneously. Like no one's really winning this so far. No one is, because like they're both spewing bullshit, and they're both like negating each other's points accurately and also not accurately either. Again, he's valid to not buy his daughter makeup. That's okay. I think it's a form of being uptight. To my opinion, it's the equivalent of a child, right? Like I'm not saying it's the same thing. It's really not. But I'm saying it's in terms of like, I guess, hard to even describe. But I guess in terms of like what's morally right or acceptable, I would place it in the same tier, right? Of like the equivalent of a Jamaican parent seeing their 8-year-old or 10-year-old son playing the PS5 that they bought them on a Saturday morning when they're already done with the homework, and then saying, "Go pick up your book. You shouldn't be like, what are you doing on the game? How dare you play it for 3 hours? Oh, when you could barely like finish off a certain amount of shit within 5." But my point is, games these days are crazy and really expansive. But my point is, it's the equivalent of like the kid like not giving the kid any sort of time to like relax and just telling him, keep your face in your books. Make sure you practice your instrument. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. And those are healthy things. They help you out. And of course, the parent has the best intentions, but it is being uptight. It's not abuse. It's not. But it depends on how you take their actions can result in abuse. But that by itself is not abuse. It is being uptight, though. It is that. And I think there's nothing inherently wrong with being uptight. But it could lead to wrong things. Again, it depends on how you handle the situation after that and whatnot, and how you handle your child coming to you in case they tell you, "Hey, mom, could you just loosen up a little bit?" But most children don't have the maturity to do that. But it all depends. It depends on how you raise them before that as well. There's too many factors to really like account for. Both of these sides are getting too damn simple-minded with what they're saying. 3, 2, 1, bam.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, your daughter's going to come to a point in her life where she's going to want to put on makeup and wear makeup.
Yes, that will happen.
Like, that's just
valid.
every girl. That is
I disagree.
Every girl.
And this is
Bro,
the
what are you
mind
talking
virus
about?
that
It's not a mind
women
virus.
perpetuate on other women because you think that has to be the social
No, it's
order of
not.
things.
They don't
But as a
think
man,
that.
I have a
They don't
duty
think-
and
they never said that.
responsibility
So
to guide my daughter.
You're gonna start making
in a
them think
way
that way,
I think
though.
is
Guide
more
her in-
commensurate.
Guide her in other ways besides to not wear makeup.
But it's not a
That's
matter
By you
of
saying
she
it.
doesn't
Guide
need
her
it.
on.
Bro.
It's not a matter if she
Triggers.
doesn't
Buy
need it. No
toys for her.
girl
There's
needs
like a makeup
No,
section
I'm not
for
triggered.
little
I'm
girls.
not
However,
triggered.
other
I
girls
just think that that's like there's
may
some
try to bully
better,
her for
like,
that,
things
though.
to guide your daughter on than being like.
And I'll do those too.
I
Makeup,
also
no
think
I'll do
I
those
also
too.
think if you're too harsh on stuff that has very little effect,
yeah.
like makeup.
Yes, I agree.
May not be the best pair.
I
So
agree.
You're saying that we
She's
as
being
a
respectful. She
society
said
need
may
to
not
continue
be. She's
to
trying to be
capitulate
overly
to
respectful
this.
a little here, but she's going to
Again,
change her attitude
This is a
soon.
billion-dollar industry that is incentivized to keep women feeling insecure
That
about
is
how they
true.
naturally look.
But it's
I think
That is
once
true
ag-
as
I
well.
think
Does it have
once
to be
again,
insecurity?
yeah,
What he
I
just
think
said
once
about the
again,
evil
it's just
industry.
women feeling
Look.
more confident when they put the makeup on. Just like if you want to get a surgery, it's just to make
You
you,
should
feel
put it
more
on me,
confident.
It also
Probably.
goes back to prehistory. If you Google female cosmetic coalitions, there's this crazy anthropology thing where they dig up old tribes, and the women in the tribes would smear red on them.
I've
and
heard
it was,
that.
isn't it? It's crazy. So
heard
you know,
that.
you're not going to beat.
See,
I
Michael's
mean,
on our
6,000
side.
I am. I'm with the girls.
Makeup's been around for a long time, just used in different in different ways. Like
Look, yes, but I would also argue that the amount of makeup that is used today is far more.
is this crazy for you?
I don't feel
like
like
is
this
this
is
bad?
People wear a lot more makeup now in the past, like ever since social media, than in the past. I remember, people wear a lot, more makeup now.
That Asian girl is
Look,
hot.
I don't know the
She's really damn hot, I'm not
history
gonna
of
lie, man.
makeup. I do. I suspect, throughout, perhaps even for thousands of years, women wore makeup. I don't know if that was readily available to like the peasantry.
No, it was like
but-
ochre. They'd grind up red ochre and smear it on their face.
like blush or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I don't
think
even know what the
probably
term
there's
even
been,
is. Red ochre. What the hell?
various
What the hell is?
cultures
What the
and
hell is that?
perhaps
I don't know,
in
man.
Far, far in the past in history, where women didn't wear makeup, and
She
this was
is
just
bored.
never
The girl.
never
Look at her
an issue.
homegirl over here.
Okay,
She
well,
is
we're
bored.
making-
No.
She does not
I
care.
They
Literally,
did, yeah.
we were just saying that
Yeah.
he just gave that example because that goes back to biblical times of women putting
Even
blush
earlier,
and lipstick on their face. So who knows?
Sure, and
before
people
that.
have been warring and murdering each other for thousands of years
It's not
too.
the same
Murder
thing.
is two completely
You know
separate
what?
things.
Hot take.
Good point.
Makeup,
Makeup
is worse
and
than I'm
murder.
kidding.
Okay.
Makeup is
That's
worse
the
than.
hot
No, I'm
take.
kidding. I'm
That's
kidding.
a hot take.
He's
for sure.
kidding, but
But-
she had a
See,
valid
you guys get
point.
really We were talking about all kinds of crazy shit, but when I come after your beloved makeup, that's when you guys.
It was the most
Because it always has to go
For
with
what?
insecurity.
I guess for the
Like, you
podcast,
made
but
something that's
he's
so,
really
like,
villainizing
innocent
this
and
more than it
fun
should
and,
be.
like lighthearted
girly.
into like you don't need it, so why do you want it? Well, you don't.
And
No
making
girl
it-
needs it. All of us are
Yeah.
pretty without makeup, but it's fun.
And then making it seem like it's based
Well,
on
these
Whatever
girls
makeup
really
lets you
weren't
sleep
getting.
with
They weren't getting that defensive.
Okay, and you can-
They
Are
weren't.
you
They
trying to
weren't
tell me
that
that's
rude
not
or
no,
anything.
that's not what I'm
you did
saying.
crazy,
Yeah.
Brian.
No.
But he's
That is
gonna-
crazy.
No,
Let's
that's
pause.
not what I
3,
said.
2,
I
1.
was saying that in response.
He's gonna get them to become more aggressive though. Like they're gonna get more aggressive just because he's telling them that. Like I'm not gonna lie. If someone keeps accusing you of a crime constantly, it takes a certain level of mental fortitude to not eventually fall into that trap that person set for you. When someone constantly tells you that you did the crime for a long time, it's like you're probably gonna, after you constantly saying no, I didn't do it. It's like eventually your brain is kind of like it does. And no, you still know you didn't do it, but eventually you're like, fuck it. Like if I say I did it or I didn't do it, it doesn't make a difference. So I might as well just do it. It's like you're gonna accuse me of doing it anyway, even when I didn't do it. So I might as well fucking do it. You know, it's like decency doesn't even matter at that point. You know, you're still gonna think that I'm indecent, whatever. So, you know, it is what it is. But let's press play on this. 3, 2, 1, bam. They were
It's
both
just
being
for
civil,
fun.
but he's going to
That-
start
It-
passive
it is
aggressively
fun.
getting them to become
that's
less
100%
civil.
of it.
He's
There's no component of
getting them
I'm competing
to
with
become
other
that way.
women.
He's
There's
trying
no
to play it
component of,
smart.
I want to be more attractive to men.
I think it's all like I want to feel the best that I can
Or-
feel. Why can't it just be that? Why
Is
does it
that
always have to go
100%
back?
of it?
There's
Come on,
nothing wrong
I've
with
been
what
on
you're
your
saying.
side this whole time, but that's obviously
I'm
not.
not gonna
100?
put makeup on in the morning and say like
If
my
I don't wanna
goal
put
is to be
makeup on, I'm
prettier
not
than other
going to.
women or get the attention of men or women. That's not my intention. It's just to feel the best that I can feel and be confident. And
Then it's a
I
subconscious.
Enjoy doing
Then on your subconscious.
He's smiling, bro. He knows what he's
You
doing.
look good.
But he's
You
not
be
completely
attractive.
wrong.
No, you
There
need
is
to
truth to
feel
what he's
good.
saying.
It doesn't
Wait,
mean look
Wait,
good. It means
so
feel
would you
good.
lack confidence if you didn't put it on?
I think it's
Not
equivalent
necessarily.
to fitness. Like
But
for-
you said it's to feel good, and you would feel.
They want to
ungood?
match the
act-
competition
it's
is
the
what it
act
really
of
boils
taking the
down to,
steps
because
do
other
your
girls will
makeup
wear
and
it.
doing what you like and finding what you like and finding your routine and just
something that you enjoy.
something that you enjoy. It's like a hobby.
Why do you enjoy it? Because it makes you look better.
It makes
Feel
you feel
prettier?
Feel
Makes you feel
confident.
more
They
would feel less
see.
confident
They admitted
without
that.
makeup. So are you insecure?
Let's pause. 3, 2, 1. I gotta think about that. What he's saying. I have to pause and think because I generally don't have a found opinion yet. It's going by too quick right now for the reaction. If I'm thinking about it for you guys, you're right. Like if you think he's saying you would feel less attractive. I mean, is that the case? I think that there is truth to what he's saying. But I also don't think it's that simple. I think it's a very, complicated thing here too. I think there is truth to what he's saying, but I think it's a minority. I think that's the minority of the feeling. I think again they're also right too. Like it is a hobby, yes, but it's not just a hobby. She was like dancing around the point. Eventually, one of them, I forgot who it was, did actually agree and say yeah, it makes us feel prettier. That is true. I think that's more accurate than simply oh, we wouldn't feel pretty without it. And again, at the end of the day, what they won't admit is that they want to be able to compete and to be able to, stand, toe to toe with the other girls wearing makeup who will likely attract more men at the end of the day. Because most men don't think like these guys think. Most men don't care. I mean, most men do. They want a girl who looks beautiful without makeup. But the point is, some girls just don't look good without makeup, point blank. Some girls probably need the makeup to be able to compete with other girls with makeup or without the makeup. So, you do what you got to do. Same thing for guys. If you're a short guy, you got to have certain things set in place to elevate yourself to be able to compete with someone else. It just is the way it is. So whatever you got to do, you got to do, as long as you're not chopping, breaking your bones and, to get better height stats, whatever the hell. I turned this shit into a video game, height stats. But, whatever you can do to elevate yourself, to put yourself in the best position, I think it just is what it is, But yeah, 3,
Because you feel
2,
prettier
1,
because
bam.
you're pretty too.
I think
the opposite sex.
I
Or
think it's
perhaps
equivalent
the
to
same sex.
fitness. I've been trying to say this. I think it's equivalent to fitness. Men work out excessively, sometimes not all, and they
Not all.
choose to pressure themselves under those realms of I want to have X amount of bicep muscle, I want to have X amount of my abdomen showing, all these other things. Women do the payment of buying makeup, and that's just one of our other things. It's
And
not
working
about
out.
Working
anything.
out is
Physical
not the
fitness
same
is a
thing.
little bit different.
No,
It's a
it's
little
different.
And
different.
that's within the realm.
But
Women
it's in
can
the same
pursue
realm
physical
of
fitness
vanity.
too.
It's just a vanity. So
So
I
it's like
object.
the same thing as
Here,
doing
I'll,
your hair,
I'll help you
getting
with the
your
argument.
It's not
nails
just
done.
vanity.
I'll help you with the
It's-
argument. I object to men taking steroids because I think that's harmful to your body
Agreeably.
in order to attain a certain level of physique. Now, it might help you attain said physique, but I think you ought to do so
Valid.
in a
That's
healthy,
valid.
natural way.
Let's outweighing the pros and cons of that. What are the cons of? I mean, yeah, there's
steroid use?
chemicals in makeup,
Oh.
but like,
Well, I mean, like,
are we dying? Are we like actually like?
okay, so
I mean,
how
I don't
about-
want to use I don't want to use like a exceptional example, but they found that some I forgot.
It's not all makeup,
Shop
bro.
with
That's
Clean
like
brand,
that.
For example, well, they found asbestos in certain makeup products, and I don't know if I'm not in favor of women getting
Women should
mesothelioma,
look
so,
into what makeup
they
that
did
they're
find
getting. But
asbestos in some of the
the same way
makeup
you handle your
products and,
food,
the
you should handle
powder
whatever
and
you put
stuff.
on your skin too. But the
And
point
women
is,
have
there's nothing
had-
inherently wrong
well, I said
with the
women
idea of
use
makeup
that
and
too,
stuff.
But it was a documentary on Netflix, which was terribly woke, so don't watch it. But
Is that the first time mesothelioma has come up on the whatever?
Mesothelioma. That's a big
Actually, you
word.
know
What the
what?
hell
I feel
even
like
is
it
that?
came
I don't know.
up-
I'm too dumb for that word.
didn't it come up like last episode? I don't know.
There's
like
an
a
app
sponsor?
called Yuka where you can scan products and it actually like rates it and tells you all of the active ingredients and if they're good or
That's
bad.
if they label it properly.
True.
It's not like
That's a valid
well, then
point.
if you
I
really
didn't
wanna get
think
that
about.
granular,
I
then
didn't
like
think about.
everything is, I think you said this, like
tell you
everything we do
this.
on a daily basis
Do you
has
know-
chemicals.
do you know,
Her point's also
Johnson
valid
and
too,
Johnson
what
baby
you just
powder?
said.
Yeah.
Would you say Johnson and Johnson is like one of the major? Is Johnson and Johnson their pharma?
Yeah, I think
drug
I
company,
think it- yeah.
pharmaceutical company. Those little baby powder bottles. I had those when I was young.
Everybody did.
Everybody did. They actually found that there was asbestos
Right.
in the baby powder.
You get cancer from baby powder.
And
Isn't that crazy?
obviously they don't
Wow.
list it.
Wow.
They don't list asbestos.
Okay, that's interesting.
In the ingredients. So what might be on the label?
But she
That
already
might not-
answered this though. Oh, it's already done? They just ended it like before it even ended. But yeah, like listen, everybody in this video, just to summarize this real quick, everybody was basically respectful. I don't think anyone truly got like crazy here. Like both the women, the OnlyFans models, they certainly are attractive. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna go front. I would just call an ace of spade an ace of spade. But my point is like, they all were respectful. They weren't mean. They didn't like get crazy. They weren't attacking his character illogically. They weren't getting like out of the game or anything. Even if you agree or disagree with what they were saying, I truly believe that they handled themselves quite well attitude-wise, despite this dude, despite him, and I don't know his name, Brian. I think I don't know his name. The other guy is Michael Nowlis or something. I don't know how to pronounce his full name, but I actually like Michael at some points. So it's like sometimes I agree with him more often. He wasn't really trying to get these girls to be crazy or anything, but Brian was playing his cards right. He was trying to get these girls to get like angry while being kind of passively insultive a little bit, like in a polite way. And it didn't work. It didn't work that well. It was starting to work, but the girls held themselves quite well in this conversation here. And so did Brian and everything. They just were a little more, tactical in their strategies, so to put it. But nonetheless, Brian was kind of treating this a little bit like politics. I'm not gonna lie. He was treating makeup like politics. That's crazy. It's really not that deep. It's so not that deep. But what I'm gonna say here is, they both had valid points, and the girl answered, Brian's point. I believe that's Brian, right? You guys can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, or just tell me in the comment section if I'm right. I believe Brian, is the guy to the right, well, to Michael's right. But I think Brian, his point was answered when he said, like, we don't know what chemicals these things have in them. That's only if they're labeled. The girl did answer it quite well, and she said Well, that's everything. And she's right. That is everything. There is nothing that you can trust on planet Earth that comes from a store. Everything in today's day and age will give you cancer. So, is makeup bad? I don't really think it is. It's a personal opinion thing. It's really not that deep. If a girl wears makeup, let her do her thing. If she don't want to wear makeup, bravo to her if she's beautiful without it. Point blank. And if she's not, so be it. You do what you do to be able to, to compare to the competition. It doesn't matter. It's really not. If they want to look good, let them. As long as they're being smart, they're handling, their cards right, and they're, looking into whatever ingredients are within the makeup. So be it. You do what you can. You do what you can is all it really amounts to. Yeah. If you can even make your own makeup, then let that be the case. If that's more healthy to you, then so be it. But there's nothing wrong inherently with putting on makeup or attending to your looks. It's just that simple. So anyway, I think that pretty much ends the video. If you disagree with me in the comment section, well then screw you. Let's not have a respectful conversation in the comment section. I hate you, and thank you very much. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and let's get to 50 subs, guys.